Good morning. Monday, February 23rd, 2026, 7:08 a.m. in the morning. Excuse me. Little early, little me. Oh. Whew. So do you dream? I think we all do. I think whilst we're asleep. I mean, they've done sleep studies, sleep analysis, you know, God, they've done it on people in various states of agitation, stress, wildness. They've studied it in children, they've studied it in older people. But dreaming, yes, we dream. So it's a bit silly to say, do you dream? Do you remember your dreams? When you wake up, are you aware of what your dreams were? Can you sort of like do a quick run through of what the dream was? Sort of play it back at double speed or something. Actually, play it back at normal speed. The thing is, I mean, if I have a dream, which I do every night, but if I have a dream that's vivid and really stays with me in the early part of the morning, I try not to make too much sense of it. The reason I try not to make too much sense of it is because I think it's a separate part of my being. I don't think it's a part of my daytime. Oh gosh. I don't think it's a part of my wakened state. It's a separate part of who I am in this human form. So in this human form, I have moments where when I fall asleep, I enter another world. It's not this world. It's dream time. Now, some of it might seem, and it has done in the past, especially when I've had some very, very vivid dreams where all of my senses, are there. The reason being is a lot of the time I am passively observing the dream. I'm walking through the dream. I'm not actually at the place, even though it's very believable. I'm not actually at the place of the dream. It's almost like I'm, in a green screen, when I don't know if you understand film, but it's like I'm doing things, but it's against a green screen. And all of the interactions are put in around me, but they don't affect me. It's a lot like this AI nonsense that I'm seeing on all these posts on social media at the moment and on TV too. They're showing stuff that they say is real, and I look at it and I'm like, that's not real. That's a dream state. That's a different layer of reality. It's a different layer. It's not one that's actually even part of this human experience, this reality. And it's creeping into everybody's lives in lots of different ways. I mean, social media, the internet, this flat screen that I'm talking to, they're all there to tempt you in. It's a good thing. I mean, I'm not saying it's a terrible thing. I'm just saying it's there for our use, for our edification. It's for our it will help us educate ourselves on how other people and the rest of the world, which is made up of people, society, not the world, this rock, flat plane, whatever you want to call Earth. It's my mother. It's where I came from, right? So that's not truly affected within the dream world. And the dream world is somewhat like artificial intelligence, and some of the computer generated imagery that we're seeing and thinking is real. So, not unlike how I experience my dreams, the non-allo non the non-allo oh gosh. This is the analog me. The non-analog me is what you're seeing. You're seeing the non-analog me. The analog me is here, right now, aware of my position on this beautiful planet, right? This earth. I'm aware and awake and within this. I have a separate life. And my dreams are in that world. They're not in this world. They can't be. I mean, there are, I've died in my dreams, or my observation of my dream, which I'm within. So there's a separate me. I'll follow that to see what's happening. And then it doesn't happen very often, but I die in my dreams sometimes. I also have wild dreams where I don't die, but I have amazing experiences of I don't know, swimming in a starry sky. I mean, just crazy stuff, right? So I'm aware of me being in the dream, but I'm not aware that that's anything to do with the observer me that is in this being, flesh and blood. And I've never stopped learning or yearning to learn, right? I never stopped learning things because I'm an observer in my dreams, but I don't try and give the meaning. And then I'm an observer in my life, and I do try to give that meaning because I have the opportunity to fully interact. Sometimes I have been dreaming of me dreaming in a dream. I'm going to get too far obscure, but it's then it becomes very confusing. You know, I mean, it's like, well, who is the real me? And then then usually the following morning, and I'd like it if people would please share any of their dream time experiences and how they deal with it in their waking life. Like, there was a moment yesterday during my waking life where I was accessing memories by sitting and just, I suppose, meditating on my youth, very young, almost baby, but even before communication was coming from me. I was aware of the powers of watching and trying to deal with this human experience. So I accessed some of those memories yesterday. I was sitting with my wife, and obviously we share memories, but these are memories way back in a different culture, in a different world, a different way. And I was a young child, and I was experiencing, with no knowledge of where I was sat, whilst I was reminiscing, but also sort of bringing up images, even though I couldn't. Images is wrong, because I'm not. It wasn't a visual experience. It was a very different experience, and I suppose really that's the tipping point, where that if you can't access your own personal memories of a time, then other people will try and remind you of, oh, that wasn't how it was when you were a child. It's like, wait a minute, what are you trying to sell me? My own life back to me? I've got all this experience in my human lifetime that I can access those memories. Now, a lot of modern life seems to be promoting it seems like there are more people suffering from early onset Alzheimer's, memory loss. There seems to be a lot of people that seem to be suffering that. Well, maybe that's just because more people report it, because we are all now in touch with each other through the digital medium. But it's keeping that human self external to that plastic screen, you know. And I think that's why when I experience my memories, they are dreamlike, but they're not the dreams of a little child. They're actually me. So when people trying to alter my past, oh, you never did. Well, yeah, I did, you know. And I'm noticing that a lot of people are challenging older people who have a little faulty access to their dreams. A lot of older people, like really old. You know, I talk to people. I've talked to people in their 90s, and they're treated as like small children who have no memory, but they're told, oh yeah, okay, that you used to ride wild horses with no harness and anything. You should just jump on their back and ride them out in the wild. Yeah, sure, that really happened, you know. But they did. They actually did that. And they're trying to share with you their experience, because most of their experience was there for them to understand who they were. Now, they had dreams too. So as long as they separated their dream world from their real world, and I'm not saying I'm correct in doing this, because a lot of people seem to blur the lines very easily. But for me, it's a separate life. But if they can access their memories, and whatever gets them to that trigger point to access that memory, you know, it's like that reality existed not just for them, but something within that memory keeps them in this world. The access to the memory of who they were keeps them in this world, and it's a good thing, because the vast majority of older people who we question their memories because we weren't there. What I feel that a lot of people are not just questioning but discounting their memories, and that's not. I don't believe that's a wise thing to do. I believe that that's a mistake. I think we have to learn from our elders, even those that we consider to have a checkered memory or a weird uh, access to memory. It's so important. And I'm not saying this for me because I'm separate from my dream world. But what did they dream of when they were small children? Where was the access for them? How did they move beyond their birthplace or their physical selves, as well as how did they actually experience their physical life as children? Because I think we're being presented with illusions a lot of the time in daily life. You know, I talked about the reality of um, being in your dream. You know it's real to you, but you know it's also an unreal landscape. So that landscape, the place in which you are, doesn't exist. So it's a lot like the computer generated imagery that is being produced by artificial intelligence, where they've observed us and then project what they think we are or what they think they want us to be into our reality, and we accept it. You accept that this is me, but it's not me. It's not me at all. It's a digital me. You're not interacting. I have nothing in the chat room. I have nothing underneath this thing. I don't know if anybody is actually listening, but this is not the real world. You are not observing me. And I don't care about all the bands and the shadow bands and the ego and all that stuff. Yeah, I'd like to make a little bit of a living out of selling my music, and this is a good selling platform, but it's no different from walking in a store. It's like you're walking in a store. That store is an unreality. You know, when you walk into a big department store and there's everything in there, do you want to live in that store? No, 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 no. No, you want more of an experience of life than that. This box. I hope you do. We have to be very aware of what is real and what is not real. Okay? Even your dreams are now starting to be affected by that which you experience, and that which you experience is an unreality being presented to you by an intelligence that is not real, artificial. That's what it is. It's not real. You see? But our dreams are real. I'm not trying to make sense of them. Scientism is the real problem here. Is we humans are conditioned. Yeah, all of us. We're all conditioned to measure things. And we've mismeasured man. I mean, some of the greatest anthropologists in the world, really forward-thinking motherfuckers, really like way, and some of their writing is like, what? But They've written about the mismeasurement of man. We are more than our flesh and blood. You're doing yourself. Thank you very much, Matt. Quantum of consciousness. You're doing yourself a disservice by disregarding yourself because of the bigger picture that is presented to you that is fake. You're doing yourself a disservice as a human being if you don't claim yourself as a human in this human experience. If you become part of the machine that you're listening to right now, this one, yes, this machine, if you become part of that machine, it's like stepping into your dream world, which is also not part of your awakened and aware human experience. It's there to entertain. It's there to show you ways and bees, but it's not to be disseminated in the same way that I see people do it. Science will track your dreams, will put electrodes on your head and let you sleep, put you into an induced sleep so as you can have these triggered memories. But then that's not what dreaming is. Dreaming is a separate way of seeing yourself within this world, but at the same time, it's not this world. It's like this. It's not real. When you recount your memories from childhood, very, very early childhood, when you recount those memories to somebody from a completely different culture, this happened to me yesterday. They go, no way. And I'm like, no, that's my memory. That's not, that was real for me. And they go, no, that would never happen. It's the same as when you look at and excuse an authority figure for being a monster. You're excusing their monstrous behavior. Oh, they'd never do that. They did. No, they'd never do that. I mean, I'm talking about the current wave of evil that we're witnessing. Evil's a really strong word, but it is evil. I mean, it's the darkest part of the darkest part of humanity. It's the ugly control center where we are the powerful and we're gonna eat you and you're gonna beg to be eaten. I mean, that whole like the whole preying on the innocents, these monsters, and yet we excuse them. Why do we excuse them? Well, there's nothing we can do. Stop telling yourself there's nothing we can do. Do what you can and just stop following these fools who will take over your entire life. They'll take over your dream world, your dream escapes. They'll take over the memories, everything that you have, they want. Why? Because they crave compassion. They crave empathy. They crave love, even if it's the false love of sexual abuse. They crave all of that because they think they can access feelings that are trapped within themselves. Well, they're trapped within themselves because they're really just monsters. Stop following the monsters. You have your own life. Live it, love it, enjoy it. Have fun with life, but stop following that. Sorry, I got really serious there. It's easy to stop it, said the addict to the addict. It's not. It's not easy just to turn it off, but you can slowly work your way away from that which is a believable platform into a more real human. You have to access your emotional, your physical, your mental, your spiritual self. You have to access all of those, and sometimes that can be very painful. The emotional self, the physical self definitely feels wounded. The mental self is being attacked right now through this medium. And the spiritual self is the soul. The soul is not separate from you, it's part of it. We give it names, soul and all that stuff, but it's your spiritual, it's your spirit, your spiritual self. So accessing those four are very important. And if you deny any one of those as a place of growth, in other words, you can learn. I mean, I'm getting on in years. Yesterday afternoon, I went out and learned a lot about a system that I thought I knew everything about, but I didn't know everything about. I just got a little arrogant and carried away. But I learned something about a system that was set up inside a building, was how it worked and how I could work it all. I learned lots of things yesterday. It was wonderful. And I felt good about learning it because I can now help the people if they want to say, take a day off. I can go, oh yeah, I can run this stuff. I know how to do it now. It's like, and we should reward ourselves for our accomplishments in the real world. Our accomplishments in the real world. Our accomplishments online, all of this nonsense, no. That's not real. The real accomplishment you will feel is this internal engine that is everything that's external. What I experience and what you experience, you could be right next to me. I could be putting my arm around you and walking down the same street. You'd experience something completely different. We have our own experiences. But what I'm experiencing is a lot of people are all walking down this same road and they're believing this. They're believing liars, cheats. They're believing people who would willingly and happily sacrifice you on their journey. They wouldn't sacrifice themselves. No. They throw you under the bus. You've heard that expression. Stop following fools. Follow your heart. All right. Gosh, that was kind of, oh, wow. It's one of my longest ones. It's nearly 30 minutes. I was supposed to be 5 minutes about dreaming. Okay. All right. End stream. I love you. Love yourself, the real self. Love yourself. Love yourself more. Yeah. You. All right. Cheers then.